Making money even while you sleep, that's the dream for many, and passive income promises just that. Today, we're going to look at the 25 most popular ways you can earn passive income and which ones I think are extremely worth it, based on my own very good experiences in detail. So, welcome to Northern Finance. My name is Alex Black.
As an employee with a permanent job, you earn a regular income, and that's a good thing. This means you have a stable, predictable salary and can plan your expenses for rent, food, mobility, and much, much more, such as ING accordingly.
However, since the job also dictates when you have to be in the office, how long you work, how often you actually work, and when you can take time off, and in the end you always exchange your time for money, you cannot speak of passive income here. Because for passive income, as the name suggests, after an initial investment, whether that's a lot of time if you put in a lot of work or money or a combination of both, you shouldn't have to actively work for your income anymore. It becomes scalable and decoupled from what you put in at the beginning in a way that generates results. Income for you while you can pursue other activities. The classic example of this is making money while you sleep. But first you have to have created a system that works for you in a scalable way after your first investment of time or money, thus bringing you closer to financial freedom.
Today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about, and I'll demonstrate to you, in detail, 25 ways you can achieve that.
Not every option will be interesting or possible for you, but that's not the point. Because it's enough if you watch this video and are shown new and exciting possibilities that you might not have thought much about, and even if just one of them is interesting to you. However, as with everything, there are advantages and disadvantages, and I would like to discuss these before starting the video. Let's start with a bit of the downsides. While your job deposits the same salary into your account every month, earnings from passive income such as investments can fluctuate significantly. Sometimes there are better months and sometimes there are worse months. I'm speaking from my own experience. You no longer have a boss who's responsible for making sure your salary is deposited on time. You are your own boss. Self-discipline is crucial for earning additional income. You don't have a boss forcing you to do anything ing. If you don't inspire and motivate yourself, no one will encourage and motivate you, and it may take a long time before your passive income is truly worth the effort and work you put in. There is no minimum wage, so you can't count on that. But at the same time, that's a huge advantage and the perfect segue into the benefits themselves. Because while there is no minimum wage, there is also no maximum wage or a limit at which your salary becomes somehow unreasonable, or a point at which you can't earn that much because you haven't been with the company long enough. So this classic thinking from the employee relationship,
that absolutely completely goes away, and you can reap the full rewards of your work for yourself.
This essentially leads us to the second advantage, which is that, in essence, you are no longer as dependent on other people once you have a passive income. Money is, in many cases, printed freedom and allows you to make decisions that you might not have made otherwise.
And of course, you also have more free time than before when the cash flow from passive income becomes somewhat predictable, and you might have to work less, maybe only 30 hours instead of 40 because you've built up a passive income.
Additionally, you are independent for time and location. You can mostly choose where and when you want to work at your convenience. And like in every market, there are unfortunately some bad apples here as a major downside, and I can only strongly advise against investing in investment systems such as those that promise you passive income when they look too good to be true. And you just need to find enough new salespeople who will hire even more salespeople. Often these are simply snowball and pyramid schemes that bring you nothing but cost you even more money, time, and energy. And as the last point before we dive into the 25 types, of course you also have to pay taxes on the passive income you receive, and you need to comply with the applicable laws. Subletting a room on Airbnb without your landlord's consent, such as, for example, is incredibly tricky and potentially even more complicated. In general, you can experiment while adhering to the laws, see what works for you and what doesn't, and you don't have to register a business right away. When the time is right for that, your tax advisor can tell you. And with that, let's get started. The first passive income we have is interest from P2P loans. That's a passive income from capital, and I have to say I'm specialized in that To do this, you first need to have built up some money to invest, and once you have this money on hand, you can easily generate daily interest of 6.75% per year without much work with products, and thus, for example, pay off the expenses for your cell phone, internet, electricity, or other things every month when you no longer have to worry about anything. That's the big advantage of passive income from capital, and the benefit of P2P loans in particular is the high interest rate compared to other investment forms like bonds or dividend stocks. Of course, there is a risk here, and that's why you should diversify your investments. As the second passive income, we have dividends from ETFs and stocks, which are probably the most well-known form of passive income and are also used by many Germans. After all, you don't have to work for the dividends yourself, you just need to provide your capital just like that. In doing so, you benefit from investing in the largest companies in the world, which are simply stable and pay out dividends. For example, Starbucks, Johnson & Johnson, and Procter & Gamble. They usually have a stable, predictable dividend that they pay out, although they are not required. This way, you benefit from the compound interest effect and can let your generated passive income work for you again if you want, or you can just cash it out. However, individual stocks or entire ETFs may pay less in dividends during economically difficult times, or individual stocks can even go fully bankrupt. This money isn't free. Third, we have stock photos. This is a form of passive income that requires little capital investment but involves significantly more work. Here, you photograph people, objects, scenes, nature, and much more, and upload these video and image recordings to stock photo platforms like ING. There, companies can then use your files for payment in their own informational materials, advertising, training, and much more, and you receive a share of the profits or a fixed fee per sale. For example, you could specialize in aerial drone footage and, with an investment of just a few €100, film famous landmarks or landscapes in various locations in Germany, such as Berlin or Munich. If you combine that with the €9 ticket and cheap hostels, you could film the key places in Germany over the next few weeks during the summer holidays and create a large portfolio of stock photos and videos that you can sell. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for a little more. Fourth, you can offer online courses or webinars, such as a course on a unique specialized niche that you've created once can definitely be sold over and over again, and that's a great source of passive income. What's truly important here is having expertise in a specific area which you can't just pick up easily, and that indeed also has a consistent demand in particular. So you need to combine these two factors. Platforms like Udemy or Skillshare are great for this. Fifthly, you can enter a sales department and sell insurance. Yes, it sounds unexpected at first, but first and foremost, you will learn a lot. It's free in terms of sales and the right way to deal with people, which is already very valuable. At the same time, you can actively earn money by closing new contracts and earn passive income through residual commissions, and of course commissions from contribution dynamics, such as when the contributions increase, for instance when more is saved. Insurance agents have a bad reputation, and you need to be aware of that when you start here. But unlike pyramid schemes, there are real business models behind this, and you can actually become successful with them. Sixth, you can also get involved in cooperatives, such as for passive income. Cooperatives are still very widespread in Germany and generally focus not on maximizing profits, but on maximizing benefits for their members. Today, for example, you can secure shares in the Berliner Volksbank with a maximum of 1,000 shares per member for a total of €52,000. And with the offered 2.5% dividend, you can receive around €1,300 in passive income per year. So far, no cooperative bank has gone bankrupt in the history of Germany, but there is still no deposit protection. They work, but your investment isn't guaranteed. You usually have to buy these shares on site. You typically need to be a member, and you can't do that online. In addition to the dividend, you also receive additional benefits, including free account management and, in some cases, significantly lower interest rates on loans. The same applies to housing cooperatives, which can also be interesting if you want to live in an apartment that you own. We come to affiliate marketing, which I use and have experience. Here, you run a website, a YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, or another social media channel, and you can use affiliate links to earn passive income by promoting certain products and services, such as receiving a commission based on what the customer buys. For example, you can earn by promoting these products. The good thing is that the barriers to entry here are really very low. Anyone can get started, but the downside is clear. It takes a lot of work to generate any significant revenue, and that takes time. For example, in my first year with this YouTube channel, I earned €0 despite putting in 40 hours of work every month. And after that, I put all the earnings into the salary of my first €450 employee. I only earned about €600 a month, so it still wasn't really worth it. But with the right niche and definitely a significant amount of effort, it pays off in the long run. Tell me in the comments which passive income interests you and what I might not have mentioned here. I'm really looking forward to the exchange. 8th, we have real estate, such as that you buy and rent out. I can make a separate video on this as the topic is extensive, but fundamentally you have the advantage here that someone else is paying off your loan at the bank for the property, and you can fully deduct repairs and renovations. However, this requires a significant effort, especially at the beginning, which can pay off quickly, particularly through Airbnb rentals. 9th, you can write books and eBooks. For that, you first need a lot of time, as well as some creativity, and once again, a suitable niche where you really know your stuff and can provide your readers with significant value. Here too, you can keep costs low by self-publishing, for example. But in general, I have to say that books and ebooks typically don't generate a significant passive income unless you already have a large reach or good contacts for distribution to your target audience. 10th, for instance, a different approach to this concept is also possible, namely workbooks. Here, you create books that many might remember from school, for example, from their English course, where you solve tasks right in the book. Here too, distribution alongside expertise is the biggest challenge you need to tackle. 11th is the t-shirt business, or perhaps rather, a design business is also a possibility for passive income. You create various designs for t-shirts such as funny, unique and creative birthday or holiday shirts, or have them created completely from scratch. This means you are an entrepreneur and you post finished designs to print-on-demand shops or directly to Amazon. If you can hit the taste of the masses here and reach many customers, you won't have any further work, as sales, printing and shipping are handled externally, and you really only have to focus on the design. If you hire freelancers here, you need to develop business skills, be able to lead people. This business can become highly profitable over the years, as Aaron from Homo Economicus shows. 12thly, YouTube is another source of passive income that you can use as a foundation and then add other types of income to it, such as affiliate marketing, books, and more. I also do YouTube myself, and it can be highly profitable, but only a few manage to stay relevant over the long term while also being profitable. You can really produce any kind of videos. I make videos about P2P loans and ETFs, but one of my best friends is highly successful in the ADHD niche. On TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, for example, he uploads videos that can last up to 10 hours and simply contain what's called white noise, which helps people concentrate. The ad that was placed before will provide him with passive income for years to come, as he has already achieved a lot of views with it. You can create audio files such as podcasts. These can be effects like a plop sound, the opening of a camera, and more, such as these sounds can also be republished on stock platforms such as videos and photos and other media. And if you have a pleasant voice, you can, for example, narrate audiobooks and get paid for the book's earnings, either fixed or variable, depending on the book's success. As a 14th way to generate passive income, you can program computer software or apps. I find that particularly interesting. If you can certainly write code, that's indeed one of the very best ways for you to generate passive income with very minimal capital investment and a lot of work effort. I definitely like to spend money on absolutely useful apps, I have to say, like this scientific calculator here. The regular calculator from Apple is way too confusing for me, and you really lose your sense of direction quickly. That purchase for €5 has paid off and rewarded the developer. For this, you need almost no capital and can achieve a scalable, virtually passive income. You can also create a membership area for certain topics that contain exclusive and valuable information, or even more. Whether it's about emigrating to Cyprus or investing in the stock market, such as ING, it doesn't really matter. In this closed area, you can summarize long-researched information in a clear and concise manner through videos and websites, saving your members a lot of work for a small fee and effectively and efficiently. That's also one option. As the 16th option, there's something for programmers to create WordPress themes for passive income. About 43% of all websites use WordPress, so the market is huge. And with a good, well-thought-out design, you have the potential to reach tens of thousands of customers who pay an average of $59, making it really profitable. As the 18th option, you can rent out your car. Admittedly, this certainly takes some getting used to. But the undeniable fact is that the car usually sits unused for 23 hours a day. And with private car sharing, you can indeed get more out of your car and not only contribute to environmental protection, but also earn a passive income with it. But of course, that also increases wear and tear and depreciation, which you definitely need to take into account. So that might be a short-term passive income, but long-term, perhaps, I don't know. As the 19th option, you can use the fulfillment service at Amazon. It allows you to sell your goods completely through Amazon. You basically do nothing anymore, just supply Amazon with the goods. However, this market is highly competitive and the margins are often very small, which means a lot of research and work if you want to be successful here. But I have to say, many of my friends here in Cyprus have such a business model and it provides them with a good life here on the island, and you can sell such a company very well after a few years. So anyone who succeeds here can earn a lot of money. As the 20th option, you can build a passive income with Dropshipping ING. This involves selling specific niche products that you only distribute through your own website, and you don't even see or handle the goods yourself. It is often shipped directly from China to the customer, and you really take care of the sales on your own website, Shopify, and running profitable ads on Google and Facebook. This way, you automate much and can secure a nice margin for yourself by accurately calculating prices and costs as long as you set everything up cost effectively. However, the market is often very competitive, so you need to be aware of that beforehand. The big challenge at the beginning is really finding a profitable niche where the advertising prices on Facebook and Google aren't too high. The 21st passive income is the staking of cryptocurrencies, where you make your cryptocurrencies available to validate transactions in the network of the respective cryptocurrencies and thus receive rewards in the form of cryptocurrency coins, which you can then exchange for euros or other currencies, such as dollars. In contrast to proof-of-work mining, you don't need substantial amounts of energy and graphics cards, but rather as many coins as possible, which you stake so that the whole thing becomes significantly profitable. As the 22nd option, you can create music, either actual songs that people enjoy listening to in their free time, or alternatively, music for businesses that they can use in their advertising, on hold, and in other places. Friendly, happy tunes that encourage purchases. And there's also a huge market for this, I must say, that you can tap into with your creativity. As the 23rd option, we can mention tour guides. When I traveled to New York last fall, for example, I spent $10 on an ebook that was a travel guide for the city, showing me the best addresses, museums, bars, clubs, restaurants, and so much more. And I have to say, it was really very worth it. It showed me super interesting places and saved me a lot of research. If you have a wealth of experience in certain cities, you can run a travel guide with targeted Google and Facebook ads for people who are currently interested in traveling to that city, like Berlin, Paris, Helsinki, or anywhere else. You could also specialize in medium-sized cities where there is little competition. As the 24th option for passive income, if you've studied, you can upload previously written academic papers, such as essays or reports, on the appropriate platforms, and earn a small passive income for each download. However, this is not scalable. It can still be worth it to dig up those old documents and make some money from them. As the 25th alternative option, you can add a donation button for everything you do online, such as which people can use when you provide them with real value. That's what it's almost always about. You can use this as a supplement to the other previously mentioned choices for passive income, and then add to that income as well. Let's draw a conclusion. There are numerous ways to generate passive income, and I certainly haven't covered them all, but this video is already getting very, very long. But all of them offer you the opportunity to achieve financial freedom. Use your knowledge and skills and share them with other people. That's what it's about. Think carefully beforehand about which niches might be attractive to you and what exactly you need to do to be successful against the competition in that area. Ask yourself following queries. Do I really want this? Would I enjoy that? Would I use this myself? Do I have the skills needed for that? Do I have the perseverance to not give up too early if it doesn't really work out at first? Can I afford it if there are some tough times after an initial success? If you can indeed answer these questions with a clear and loud yes, then you should just definitely give it a try and see how well it works out for you. Just put it into practice. Because even if the path is rocky at the beginning, it is very pleasant to receive passive income. It sets you free and frees you from having to spend your whole life trading time for money, which is a very, very good thing. And if you want to achieve passive income through investments, check out the links below in the video description, where you will also receive bonuses that are not available with normal registration and support me further on this journey. And in my opinion, apps, WordPress themes, as well as Amazon FBA and YouTube are the most worthwhile if you are willing to put in the work and perseverance. If you liked the video, please give me a like as a great support and subscribe to the channel. And with that, I wish you a good return and see you next time.